Hey guys, this is Camila and this is my week 5 sketchbook tour. This was the measuring assignment where we had to do the 6 different reference pictures and with the envelope drawings. So the first 3 here are the cube, the vase, and then the teapot. And I found those relatively easy because we were just kind of following along to the videos. So I was able to finish those in class, and then I came home and I did the other 3. So all I did was I started off by putting everything in a box. Then I found the plane change here and I drew a line down the middle, and I just kept figuring out where everything went, and I ended up using that same method for basically all of them. I think this one was probably the hardest one just because it took me a second to figure out how I was gonna tackle the individual apples, and I ended up just putting them in their own box inside the big box, if that makes sense. So I already had these lines going across where everything was gonna sit already, so I just ended up blocking them off and putting them in their own boxes and then giving them their own like ratios and like fractions and everything. So once I figured out the first 2, the other ones became a lot easier, and I felt like the whole thing went smoothly after that. And I was really glad I did this one first because when I got to this one gave me a bit of a hard time with the cube, doing the cube on my own. I don't know why the cube gave me a hard time, but once I got to this one, I felt like it was a little bit easier because obviously I had already done the cube and I was already familiar with kind of giving everything its own little box. Even if they were overlapping, I would just kind of fill it in lightly, and then I would erase if it was under something and then just go over it a little harder with my HB pencil. So I used my Mono Zero eraser, my 2 HB pencils, and my soap eraser. I used 2 of these to make my straight lines. So I would kind of judge where everything was on the paper and then dot it and then go across like that. So yeah, that was basically it. It felt like it was easier than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be a lot harder than it was. So I'm glad it didn't take too long. But yeah, that's my week 5 sketchbook tour.